Welcome to A Simple Life. Herman's here with me, along with the dogs. And this is a unique day. And here's why it's unique. It's gonna be, you might be able to see it in the distance. You can definitely tell over here on this hillside, way over there in the distance, you can see how foggy it looks? Well, we are in the middle of like a windstorm. And the windstorm is strong enough that they've cut all the power in the area. And so it's one of those things that for our family, it's not even an issue. Literally, I walk to the shop, I flip a couple breakers, and I turn our generator on, and we're back to power. Now, we can't run everything, but it means during the day, we run all the normal stuff, and at night, I run all my freezers, if we need to. This seems like it's gonna be a 2 to 3 day outage. We normally don't have these, but after they've had some really bad wildfires in the last 3 or 4 years down in California, Oregon has adopted a better safe than sorry type of attitude. And so if we're having crazy high winds with really low humidity is like 19%, which is low enough with this wind to really start drying stuff out, they cut the power. So they've been threatening to cut the power for the last 48 hours. They finally cut it this afternoon. And like I said, you know, I just turned off the breakers to go into our freezers. The freezers are fine. They're in a cellar. And sorry for the background noise. The wind up here is we're probably getting 25, maybe 30 mile an hour gust. Let's take a look let's take a look. We'll see what the old Mr. Google Pants tells us. Oh, Herman just lost his hat. Oh, I was right, dude. We got wind 17 miles an hour, it's saying, as a consistent wind. But we're getting gusts closer to 30, 35. So anyways, we're going to do some more firewood splitting. We have more than enough. This was a tree that came down onto one of our goat barns. And so we're going to process it out and stack it here. We are stacking a lot of it. I'm getting the boys to stack it. One thing, they need to learn how to stack wood properly. So that's one reason. The other reason is, especially up on this hillside with the amount of sun we get and the breeze, we consistently have a nice breeze up here. So this wood over here that's been sitting here all summer, I'm not gonna say it's seasoned. If I took a moisture meter to that, I'm guaranteeing we're at like 19, 20% moisture. It's super low.
Oh, that's dry now.
Yeah, it's dry, and I know that from previous years. Now, you do have an issue with some of the hardwoods. They don't dry as quick, so you really want to cut them down. At least this is my experience from talking to Herman and tips he's given me and stuff that I've learned. The maples, ash, oaks, those, if you're going to cut them down, you really, for firewood, you want to cut them down in the late winter, January, February, before the sap comes on. Once the sap comes on, you know, you're basically fighting an uphill battle to get them to dry for the next winter. And so that's what I've been doing. We've done it a couple years. It's worked really, really, really good. We burn a mix of fir and maple, or fir and ash, or fir and oak. The fir burns really quickly and pretty hot, so you mix it, it works really, really well. And so for this year, we're probably gonna burn, our house will probably burn these 5. And then I have this one. We've already taken some down to Herman's. We'll split out all this. All this ash over here will be plenty good for this winter. It'll be plenty dry. We're gonna probably split this and probably most of this other pile. It won't take us too long. We're just gonna go as we go and kind of move along, not trying to rush too much, just enjoy ourselves. It's a nice night, beautiful breeze. And the air quality isn't horrendous. It's a little smoky, but you can't, it's nothing like, it's not like it's been in the past. But I'll tell you tonight, it's gonna be a beautiful sunset tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Beautiful sunset.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get working. I'm gonna put you guys on time lapse. The boys are going and trying to find the goats. Even though the goats aren't lost, it's just the boys don't know where they're at. You know, one of the things that I tried to make a priority is being prepared. And it's not like prepping, like putting a bunch of food into bins, which I totally can't wait to tell you a story about my old food supply I just found. It's hysterical. But it's about just being prepared for whatever can happen. And a good example is firewood. We specifically have cut and split a lot of firewood, way more than we will need this year. and it'll end up being used. It may not be used by me or by Herman. It may be used by a neighbor down the road if we have a good winter storm. Every year, we're gonna split a little bit more than we need, with the idea that over the course of a couple years, we will have almost the extra year's worth of firewood built up. And that's gonna give us space to breathe if we have a crazy fall. If, for example, it starts raining in August, like Herman said one year, it started raining in August and didn't let up until May. So being prepared, it means that we have more than enough for ourselves and some to pass around to our neighbors if we need to. I think in this day and age, with everything that's going on, I think having that attitude is important. So, this isn't as windy as the time you were at Cronin Creek.
It was a lot windier up there that time. That you had to tie your tin hat on, otherwise you lose it down the fire.
Yeah. And you guys were fighting the fire.
Yeah, we were fighting the fire. On a Monday morning we came to work. Oh, no work today. We had to fight fire, and that day we had a good time, you know. People walking around, coffee can on their back. We came to a little fire, warmed up the coffee pot, and I had a good time that day. But Tuesday morning was a different story. Had a strong east wind.
Oh.
And no matter what you did, we were supposed to make trails so the fire couldn't jump. Wouldn't do any good.
The fire just kept jumping everything.
They were snakes, dead snakes, you know. And on top of them snakes was a fire, and the wind carried that another 200-300 yards further, you know. It's just like pissing on a fire. It didn't do one bit of good.
No.
Nothing. The whole, and then on the evening during the night there, that Cronin Creek, that's off of the Sunset Highway.
Yeah.
On Cronin Creek, that whole big canyon, it's probably a couple of miles across. That's how big that is.
Oh wow.
The whole thing was one solid hellhole.
Yeah.
Solid fire. And that was in October.
So what happened? How'd the fire start?
They started burning slash. The weather was kind of cool, you know, a little rainy. And then the weather changed. And then she really took off.
Weather got warm or windy or what?
Windy. First, the weather was dry. The brush all dried out. And then on top of it, on that Tuesday morning, a strong east wind. You couldn't, I don't give a damn you couldn't stop that for nothing. When it's like that, you cannot do a damn thing to stop it. Nothing. Get the hell out of there so you don't get burned.
So what happened to all the timber?
Well, that was mostly all locked up. There was a whole bunch of young stuff growing in there. They lost some of that. Yeah. And some machinery they lost too. There's a few cats in there they lost. Yeah. What the boys doing now? Oh yeah, here they come. You got them all?
Yep. They're heading home for the night.
But you know, there's one nice thing about it, they always stayed together.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
They always stayed together. Yeah, can you imagine if they would do like my cows did that one time? So I had them down here, son of a gun ended up down by the highway.
All the way down by the highway.
All the way down by the highway.
Down by my place then.
Yeah. But then that guy car came up the road. He said, "There's a bunch of cows down here, and they all got bells on them." Well, then I rode down with him and chased them up. And then them son of a gun found the exact place where they went out. They found the exact place they went in again, where they went out.
They found the same spot.
Same spot. Talk about dumb, they're smarter than some people.
All right, well, let's get going before it gets too dark.